Good morning, welcome to another video. It's 5:10 in the morning. The sun has risen over there and I'm in Wales still, on the Welsh coast. And we're at a thumbs up meeting and Steve Stain is showing me around the Ogwen Valley. It's been brilliant, I've really enjoyed looking. The weather, unfortunately, has been rubbish. It's been so hot and not a single cloud anywhere to be seen. So great weather if you like hot weather and sunbathing, not particularly great if you're into photography, but it's not a problem. I don't quite know where we're going today. I can't remember. I will let you know when I get there. But today promises lighthouses, it promises long exposures, it promises close-ups. It's a great group of people meeting up at a thumbs up meet, the second meet of the year. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And I'll talk to you more when I get there, but hopefully a good day ahead. Oh, here we are. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this correctly, but we're by the Llandwyn Lighthouse, I think. Just walking through the forest. The other guys are up ahead. I had to pop back to the van for something, but we've had an interesting morning already. As I said earlier, the sunrise was rubbish because there was not a spot of cloud in the sky, but got the van parked up on a slope so I can get it started. Afterwards, I'm heading towards the beach. So the tide is supposed to be, or the high tide, is probably not going to go over the causeway. I'm certainly hoping that's the case. But I've got my flip-flops in the bag in case I have to walk in the water, but it's not that deep. I don't think it's going to be that deep. And we're here for pretty much the duration, so when I get on location I'll talk you through any shots that I get to, and apparently there are a few. Right, let's see if I can catch up with the boys. Right, I'm at the beach and just want to say thank you to Three-Legged Thing who have sent us all these wraps. Really good, they stick, look, interesting stuff. Really interesting material. I've never come across it before, but you can wrap all sorts of things in this. And I've used it to wrap up my drone. And then the benefit is I can use this as a takeoff mat. Fantastic.
All points updated.
What a beautiful, still summer's morning. I think it's already about 26 degrees, red hot, but absolutely wonderful. If you get too hot, just walk in there. So I can see already there's going to be loads of images here to be had. Really looking forward to this. Sun is brutal already, but I've got drink, got food. We've got a lovely ocean in front of us. Walking onwards. Let's go. Oh my word, it's hot. It's 8:30. Who knows what temperature it is, but it's warm. But what a beautiful place. Absolutely stunning. got some out here. I'll just spin you around. Some cormorants out on the island there. Wow. And I love these beautiful white shell path. I think these are made of seashells. I mean, tons of the stuff. But it looks so nice against the lighthouse, which I'll show you in a second. In fact, it's just rising up over the horizon there. Have I mentioned it's hot? Probably more than once. Okay, so this is the classic shot, Gary informs me, and I can see why. So we've got this beautiful, look at that. Isn't it stunning? That lighthouse, and the path that winds its way up to it works as a leading line. But actually, the other thing that works here is this rock, because it goes up and the rock looks like it joins the path. So it joins the whole composition together. And then on the right hand side here, we've got some rocks that are sticking out of the grass, and they're just pointing kind of out to sea to give the right hand side a bit of weight. And that is fantastic. And I don't think this looks too bad with a blank sky, actually. It really looks lovely. It's very peaceful. Cracker. Right, let me shoot this and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, I don't think you're going to be able to see that in this bright light, but what we have here is 64 ISO and actually f10, because it doesn't make any difference, and I'll tell you why in a second. And it's at 250th of a second, which is, I could hand hold it to be honest, but a tripod just helps you with the composition. But I focus stack this, we talked about this a couple of episodes ago, so focus here, we're going to focus there, and we're going to focus there. Take 1, 2, 3 pictures, and then we're going to blend all of those together. But look at the way this line here goes up and around. Right, that looks really nice. I'm going to do a few more ultra wide angle shots here, I think. That lighthouse is, and the leading line here, this path, it's just calling out for it. And there's loads of little flowers. It's summer, it's completely clear blue sky. And actually, I think this blue sky really suits this scene. And it often doesn't, but the lighthouse standing out, it looks something like Crete, something from Greece. It looks really kind of Mediterranean and really reflects how I'm feeling, which is obviously, as you know, boiling hot. But let's go into Lightroom and I'm going to pick my favourite of these, focus stack them and process them. I'm going to predict that I'm going to do very, very little to these because I just think they look okay. I might get a few radial masks out and may get a linear gradient out, who knows. But pretty much I think this is just going to be as is. Let's go over to me back in the office. Okay, welcome back into Lightroom. So we've picked out this particular image. Let me just show you it. I found this little bunch of pink flowers here, then we've got the yellow ones, and actually the leading line goes round like this into the lighthouse. The path kind of helps, and this bit helps, and this bit helps to point everything this way, which gives it a nice sense of balance. A bit of space here, but actually it's balanced nicely by the lighthouse. You can see that someone's left their camera bag in the way and their tripod, so I'll have to clone those out. Now this is a focus stack, so I think this is the middle one. So if we have a look, that's focused on there. This one is focused on the lighthouse itself, and this one is focused on the flowers here at the front. So 1, 2, 3. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to select all of these with Command. I'm going to right click and I'm going to edit them in layers in Photoshop. Okay, so here they are. Oh wow, there's quite a bit of space here. That was on a tripod, it should have been straight. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these layers here, and then I'm going to auto align them. Let's see if it will actually sort out what I've done wrong here. It might do. Yeah, it has. And if we click back onto this, we'll have a little look and see that actually that's all been lined up brilliantly. Right, so double click the hand, come back out. Next thing I'm going to do is auto blend those layers, stack image. So there we go, that's all blended in together. And what I'm now going to do is, while I'm in Photoshop, I am going to remove this tripod and bag. So use the remove tool. I'm just going to paint over the tripod, the bag here, which should be easy enough for Photoshop to pick out because it's orange up and down the legs here. I think the stuff behind it is a rock. Press OK. Yeah, that's gone. Does a really good job of that. Let's just have a quick look around the image. Space bar. Have a look. Oh, there's some people on the beach here. Let's get rid of this man here. Let's get rid of these guys here. Anybody else like about the place? I don't think so. This all looks good. You can see that's now completely sharp and in focus. Just have a look along the mountain here in case there's anybody else. No. Oh. There's a martin. Hide a cave it. Let's get rid of martin. Brilliant. Okay. That should get rid of both of those things. So martin's gone. The guys on the beach have gone. Double click, just have a last minute check of that. That's fine. And now what I'm going to do is save that, and that will bring it back into Lightroom. Here we go. Here's our blended image. So this is all ready to go. I'm just going to drop that down low to give us a bit more space. So here we are. This is the composition and this is the raw file. Actually, it looks quite good. I did think at the time I probably wouldn't do a great deal to this. I think it needs a little bit more contrast, and I'm just going to use the highlights and the shadows to do that. So that just brings the light on the lighthouse a little bit better. Just darken down some of the shadows. It was very summery. The colour temperature maybe needs to be just a smidgen warmer. Just going to warm that up a little bit. And as far as the composition is concerned, let's just pull that in just a fraction. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to do to this, in actual fact then, is just increase the vibrance, and that's going to bring out the colour of the flowers here and this. Maybe a bit of texture. What I might do is make these flowers here a little bit richer. So we'll try and use a radial gradient with those. So I'm just going to select them, and I'm going to intersect the mask with a colour range, which is going to be that. There we go. And that has just selected those flowers. So I'm just going to remove that a little bit because some of the grass is selected, and all we're going to do is just increase the saturation in that, just to give them a little bit of kick, a little bit of punch. Can't do anything with the sky. This bit down here is okay. We might just add a linear gradient just down here, just to darken this area down a little bit. Just kind of like that kind of works. And apart from that, I think it's fine. Looking at this again, I'm just a little bit troubled by that little rock just up here. So we'll just remove that. I think probably that's my favourite composition. It just pushed the lighthouse a little bit further to the left, but actually there's a nice diagonal line, and that are pretty much along the same kind of plane. So I think that kind of balances it out nicely. And there we go. That is ready to go. And here we are. Here is the final image. Didn't need an awful lot doing to it, but I hope you've enjoyed that bit of focus stacking and blending. Thanks ever so much for tuning in to this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was very, very hot in Wales, but what a beautiful place Anglesey is. So until next week, if you haven't subscribed, think about doing so, and I'll see you on the next one. Sunday at 6 o'clock. Ta-da for now.